150s are dead. No. Oh well. It was a good run, boys. Dire Promise, spare rations. The 150 meta is gone. And thankfully 600 RPM autos is gone too. And we're going to be welcoming in a new world with 140 RPM hand cannons. For those of you who like the IS Luna and Palindrome hand cannons back from D1, this is going to be up your alley. We're going to be going over the top hand cannons from the current meta and if they're going to be in play for Beyond Light once it comes out, and go over which ones are my favorites and which ones you definitely need to be farming for, grinding for, and trying to get that god roll, because there's definitely some where you definitely have to be have a keen eye. So let's get this started. We can't have any discussion about 140s without first talking about Ace. This hand cannon was the king of Crucible at its launch with its insane range and Memento Mori perk. Now I know it's not going to return to that original form, but with the range buffs coming for 140s and its ability to two-head one body, this is certainly going to be a very strong hand cannon again. I already see a ton of folks inside Crucible practicing with this, and I agree. Paired with the Fellwinters, I think we're going to see a lot of top-end PvP play with this. It's still the best feeling and sounding hand cannon in the game, and should be at the top of the list for any player, both PvP and PvE, with that Firefly perk. The ability to have radar active and 13 bolts in the mag as stock perks is not to be overlooked either, and I plan on using this a ton at launch, especially with that initial PvE grind. Alright, so next up we have the Ancient Gospel hand cannon, which you can get from the Garden of Salvation raid. You can get some pretty amazing rolls on this weapon, and the roll I have here came with Outlaw Kill Clip. If you were a big fan of Palindrome and D1, you might want to try getting this hand cannon or farming it, for it has perfect vertical recoil, stat value of 100, and is extremely predictable. This hand cannon is easy to use both on a controller or mouse and keyboard, and I felt like it had a higher aim assistance value than what was the stats said. With Kill Clip, it almost behaved like a miniature Ace of Spades, and I've had a ton of fun using this in both casual PvP and trials. This weapon doesn't offer the same versatility in PvE as Ace of Spades or some of the other options, but if you want an overall very effective hand cannon, I would give this a serious shot. I also like the way this and the Nation of Beasts look like. It's nice having unique looking weapons, and let's be real, fashion game is endgame. Next, we have another raid hand cannon, the Nation of Beasts, and what a beauty it is. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the sound to match the cool looks, and it sounds like someone hitting a pillow with a baseball bat. The roll I got here is the curated roll with Dragonfly, Outlaw, Light Mag with a range master work. I actually had to take this hand cannon into both PvP and PvE, as this roll in particular is well suited for PvE, and it's basically a Fatebringer without the good sound. In Crucible, this weapon did not behave as snappy as the Ancient Gospel, and I found myself finding consistency of landing shots more difficult than the other 140s I used. Now, where the other weapons are definitely competitive in PvP, this mostly shine when I took it into PvE activities. I would say this is a great option to take into Beyond Light for light level grinding and popping falling heads. This may be more potent in the Crucible once the range buffs come into play for 140s, so I look forward to doing another review once Beyond Light launches. And this brings us to our final two hand cannons. I decided to lump together both the Old Fashioned and Dire Promise, since when Dire becomes a 140, its stat distribution is going to change, and I imagine it's going to be similar to the Old Fashioned. Now, as a dad, D1 vet, and an old man in the video game world, there's just something that speaks to me a little more when I use the Old Fashioned. It's pure. And even though it's not competitive in a PvP world filled with dire promises and gnawing hungers, I still always enjoy playing with it. The sights on it are nice and narrow. It's relatively snappy for a 140. I've used this in PvP for 6s, trials, I've used it in PvE activities, and I love wearing lucky pants with it just to get the whole space cowboy effect. This weapon realistically isn't the best choice for when Beyond Light comes out, for PvE activities, since it only has 9 in the mag. But with Dire moving to the 140 archetype, it'll be interesting to see what I prefer. Dire can roll with high cal, opening shot, and rangefinder, all top tier perks for hand cannons. Old Fashioned can roll with kill clip and slide shot though, so I look forward to swapping back and forth between these two revolvers. So that's my summary of the top 140 hand cannons that you should have going into Beyond Light. I look forward to using all of them, but I think my go-to 140s are going to be Ace for its ability to perform in both PvP and PvE, and my Ancient Gospel, as I just really enjoy the way it feels. The Gospel also has the benefit of being easier to farm, as the Garden Raid is significantly simpler than the Last Wish. Regardless, I will leave you all here with what I said in my sandbox video, which is embrace change. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please hit the subscribe button for more Destiny 2 content in the future. I also stream live on Twitch Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights, links listed below.